Alrighty, this is Clarissa Gossett, and this is a little video on how to use the slow redraw tool. So let me get a design. I'm going to go over to my library, and these are my free designs. I'm going to use one from October 2009. I'll use this tree with the pumpkin. Let's see it in 3D. There we go. Alrighty, so slow redraw tools. It's located up here. You can turn it on and off with this here. Okay, so if it's in your way and you want a larger screen, you can do that. Sometimes, and it's a buggy thing that we don't know why, it disappears along with your colors down here. So if that happens, you're going to go to Toolbars, Workspaces, and reset the workspace. Okay, and that will just kind of set it back to its norm. Alright, so this is the slow redraw tool. It's got a little slider bar that you can left click and drag to slide through your design. You have a speed control as to how fast it will automatically play. So here's your tools to play the slow redraw, and there's the forward button, and we're on a medium setting, and we can slide that up to high and it will redraw faster, or we can slide it down to low and it will redraw slower. So there's basically only 3 speeds on the slider bar. You got medium, slow, or fast. Let's go back to medium there. Alright, and here's your stop or pause the slow redraw. Here's the back button. Okay, and here's also the stitch by stitch button. So if you click that, you're going stitch by stitch, or if you hold it down, it'll kind of slowly go stitch by stitch. And here's the backwards stitch by stitch. Alright. So what I find really helpful with the slow redraw tool is a new feature. Oh, and also here it tells you what stitch number you're on. You're on 1,828 out of 18,650 stitches, 57 stitches. So a newish feature to the slow redraw tool is the stop button. Okay, and what that does is it stops and breaks that section up into another section. So let me bring all this tree back by just clicking the select tool. And let's say, for instance, on this trunk, there's my trunk there, and let's say I want this to be one color, maybe I want this to be another color, another color, another color. So I want to break it up into different sections so I can change the colors. I also at that point could also change fill patterns because there will be individual sections. So let's slide our slow redraw to the trunk section there. And I'm going to use the automatic button here to have it redraw that section there. And let's say I want it to stop there so I can make this a different color. I don't want those, so let's back those stitches up a little bit with the single stitch button. There we go, and let's put a stop there. And if you'll notice, when we go over to our section now, I have this section is separate from the rest of the tree. So I have my this branch, and then I have the rest of the tree. So let's keep stitching here, doing our slow redraw, and I'm going to let all that underlay be one section. So as I draw along here, let's say somewhere in here, I want that to be a different fill pattern or a different color. I insert a stop. So let's keep drawing. watch it draw down. Oh, let's say, somewhere in here I want a different color. So insert a stop. And whoops. Let's go back to where we were. I just meant to keep drawing. I clicked the stop button instead. I clicked this instead of the forward. There we go. So in there somewhere. Oh, let's say I want another color in there. Let's go forward and finish it out. Well, we don't really need to finish it, but you can see where it goes. Okay. So let's make our sequence view a little larger by clicking this properties box here. That will hide the properties box. And we have a section here. And there's my underlay with my first section. And if I click here, I have this section and that section, right where I added my stops. Okay, so let's make this, and remember this was the underlay with that section as well. So let's play with our colors now. So let's take this branch, and I don't know, let's make it, I don't know, rustish color. Let's actually, we'll find our browns over here. Oh, there we go, let's make it that color. And this section here is the underlay with the beginning of this section. Oh, I don't know. We'll just play with this and see what we get. And the next section, oh, let's make that maybe a little darker brown. And then this section, maybe a little even darker than that. And the last section, really dark brown. Oops, actually I ended up making those the same, didn't I? There we go. Alright, so that's one way to use that slow redraw tool. You can break it up into sections for color changes. But now that this is a total section in my stitch out, it is right now stitches. So stitches I can't really do any editing with except for resizing and changing colors. So I'm going to right click that, convert it to outlines, and now if I select it, I'm going to make my properties box appear again, and I can change the fill pattern. Let's say, I want this fill pattern here, and click apply. And so I get a little different fill pattern there. Let's select this one, right click, convert it to outlines, and we got lots of choices. Those are the standard fill patterns. Ooh, let's pick a fancy one, why not? Yeah, it kind of looks like bark. And apply, and since this is a tiny tree, I'm going to change the scale on that fill pattern to 50%. There we go. That's kind of cool. But you get where I'm going with this. And this will not break up, convert to out. Oh yes, it will. I didn't think it would because it was two different stitch types. All right, so that we can change. Oh, I don't know. A fun one is this one called Contour. And what Contour does is it goes around and around and around and around in that shape with a running stitch. So it goes around and then around and around and around and just fills up that space with a running stitch. So that's kind of fun. So anyway, that's basically how you can use the stop function in the slow redraw to break a larger fill pattern up into sections. Alrighty, so thank you and have fun with that. Bye-bye. Oh, you can always email me at cgossett@rnkdistributing.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.